So, as we think about argument, which is our next kind of step into writing, there's a couple different ways that a person would create an argument. So, the first way, and this is all according to someone named Harris, who wrote a college textbook called Moves That Matter. You're not buying the textbook, you're listening to me. The first way is by illustrating. So, you use specific examples to support a claim. You can even write the claim as a paraphrase. So, does something repeat, or are opposite things side by side, or elements that seem to point to a big idea, right? And so, some words to use when you illustrate by using an example would be conveys, reveals, connotes, delineates, emphasizes, accomplishes, advocates, represents, presents. Do you see how the word shows or says is never here? I encourage you to use these helpful words to illustrate your point. So you're going to say the author of Beneath the Ice illustrates there's a living world under the ice. This reveals that there's more than meets the eye, right? And so definitely use examples from the text. It can be a paraphrase, and then add some helpful words after. Authorizing, sometimes we have experts in our articles. Experts help support our claims, right? And so a quote from the prompt can point out your understanding, or a quote from the actual readings, right? And so please, please, please give these a try. So-and-so states, according to so-and-so, Nelson Mandela himself writes. Try to focus on just the readings that we're doing in the class. Don't bring in outside readings, but these are really helpful sentence starters, and you can absolutely see that I attached this handout to help you with that. Extending is when you pick one word in a quote, right? And so someone says, make thick my blood, and then you use one word from that quote to put your spin on it and give us your ideas about it. And so when you pull especially long quote from one of our readings, sometimes that one word little, hey, when so-and-so uses climate change, it reveals, or the bigger issue behind encroachment is. And so looking at our readings and digging deeper into them can be an incredibly helpful way. And these sentence starters, these are the ones that when you go to college and use them, and you go to that 4-year and use them, people are like, oh, hey, wow, you are so smart, because you're using evidence and then creating an argument with it. And then finally, you'll need to have a counter argument. And so that might be making a concession, like, hey, sometimes this is true, or sharing values, that happens, or just straight up disagreeing. And so while one article may argue, someone else might believe something else, right? Both this person and that person fundamentally believe, or that person seems to overlook, right? You'll need all 4 of these in your essay. I'd love to see a paraphrase. I'd love to see you refer to an expert. I'd love to see you extend on an idea. And I'd love to see you push back against an idea. That's what the A+ is going to look like next week. You've got this. I believe in you. Reach out if you have questions.